Hello everybody. Hello. I realized that I can't see chat here. Chat's not showing up on the side of me, but it should show up. Hang on, let me troubleshoot. Okay. There we go. Let's chat. Hello everyone. Oh, let me cross some wires and stabilize the connection. There we go. Hello everybody. Kenny is here. Hello. When was the last time we streamed? It was only a couple days ago. It was 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I hope the music's not too loud. Hello everyone. We're early today, aren't we? We've started much earlier than usual because it's a weekend where I'm at. I didn't have anything else on today, so I wanted to stream at an earlier time where everyone would be awake. And if you are studying, I hope I don't distract you too much. And good luck with your studies. Good luck with your studies and good luck with your work, everybody who does have work. So wonderful to be live this early on. And as always, I've missed all of you in the short time I've been away. And also, I know some of you are going through difficult times right now. You got exams, you got work, you got all sorts of things happening right now. And just know that Tene and everybody in the Cosmic Roaches are cheering for you. So don't feel too disheartened. The bad days will always come before the good stuff happens. So keep moving on, keep fighting. Oh my god. Hi, hello, Chimpanzee. Hello, Chimpanzee. Hello, Mitch. Hello, Raiders. Oh, my alerts are not on. Oh no. You've gotten me at a very unprofessional time. Hello, Raiders. My name is Tene. Thank you, Meteorite, for falling. I got it, Meteorite. That's very clever. I'm sorry, my alerts are not up on the screen, so we can't see people following. Let me quickly bring my alerts over so that we can actually see stuff that's going on. There we go, they should show up now, maybe. Hello, Meteorite. That's a very clever name indeed. Hello, Mitch. Hello, Chimpanzee. Thank you so much for raiding. Roll 1 for Alert Cup. I started literally not a few minutes ago, and already we've been raided by people. I'm Tene. I'm a mess. I stream a lot of cozy stuff, drawing, stitching, and just talking. And I guess it's good as time as any to repeat the message that I was saying earlier, in that I know a lot of people have been going through difficult times this month, this week, this new year. People have exams, people have schooling. Yes, I am a professional DM, Meteorite, and I will talk about that in a bit. But I just wanted to say, for everybody who is going through a difficult time at the beginning of the year, just know that Tene and everybody in the bunker, in the Cosmic Roaches, that's Tene's little fans, we're all cheering for everybody. Hello, thank you for following Kawaii Deska. Your name is very, very kawaii. Yeah, everybody's cheering for you to get through it, to push through. Remember that the bad times are always followed by good times. That's why they're bad times. They're only bad when good things happen later on. Thank you for the pat kawaii. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I didn't expect to be seen by so many new people. I thought it was just gonna be a little cozy stream with give everyone bardic inspiration. No, you have to have a bard, and if you want inspiration, you're gonna have to earn it. That is my ruling as a DM. I was actually gonna say that today is going to be a cozy stream of just chatting, but I was wondering, and I was gonna ask my chat if you guys would mind if I sewed during it, because we've been working on a little plushie. We've been working on a Vtuber plush for one of my Vtuber role models, or an Oshi as I call, and I'm just in the mood to do it today. Sim can be the bar, at least can do the shaking. Oh, I have a story to tell about Chimpanzee. We did do D&D with chat a while ago, and unfortunately our dear Chimpanzee was trapped in a cage, sold at a bargain discount of only 5 gold. But Chimpanzee's butt waggling unfortunately was not to the chat's taste. Is Plus here? You just missed Plus. They went off to study. But if they come back, then you can definitely have words with Plus. Let me see. Oh, I see what's going on. Hang on. My camera accidentally went the wrong way around. That could have been terrible. That would have been terrible if I walked in front of it. There we go. Hope it's clear enough. Let me adjust everything. Just to let everybody who's new here know, I am very unprofessional. I will not be a professional for a very, very long time. But yes, I do sew plushies. I do make plushies. And I was making a plushie of my Oshi, Vella's life, of course. Good luck, have fun for dinner, Chimpanzee. Almost dog self pass saving throw. Yeah, that was close. Speaking of, for Chimpanzee fans, what do they call you? What does Chimpanzee call all of you? Do you have a name? Is it Chimps? What does Chimpanzee call all of you? Or does he not have a name? Has he neglected to give all of you a worthy name of the people who follow him? If he hasn't, I'll give you one. But yes, whatever Chimpanzee calls all of you lovely people. Oh, and for the ones that are usually here, today I am without hand warmers because it's a very nice day for the weather, so you get to see very rare tennis, what do you call this? The back of tennis hand. Monkeys or apes. You don't know? Chimpanzee, you've not been very good at telling your chat what they're meant to be. Monkey or apes, I see. So my dear, they call us every monkey. So my dear every monkeys, I will be holding a raffle very soon once I'm done with this specific plush. And I will be opening it to everyone, and they are free to join it, post their favorite characters, or if they are a VTuber, post their favorite VTuber that they like. And whoever wins the raffle, I will make a plush of. Sims. If you all Sims want Chimpanzee to have a plushie made by Tenny, then feel free to join the raffle whenever it's up. It's not gonna be anytime soon because I have to complete this plush first, and it's gonna take quite a decent while. Maybe another week, depending on my skills and streaming time. But there's a chance I will be making your little monkey, and I'm gonna have to scavenge the wastelands. I live in the apocalypse, by the way. I'm gonna have to scavenge the wastelands to find more fluff, because as of now, I just don't have enough to fill that monkey butt. I don't have enough stuffing to make that monkey butt as plump and as monkey a butt as it deserves to be. Here are my scissors. So yes. If you want Chimpanzee to have a plush, make sure to enter that raffle. If you want a plush for yourself and you don't want to give Chimpanzee any chance of having a plush, then enter the raffle as well, so that you can take away the opportunity for him to have a plush. Let me just shift some things. I'm trying out. It's a new camera angle today, so it may or may not be better or worse. I'm not entirely sure yet. Not plump. Don't worry, I'll find as much stuffing as I can to make sure it's a very, very plump monkey butt. And you know what? You know what I could do? I shouldn't get ideas because I'm supposed to be impartial when doing the raffle. It will be randomized, so I guess my bias don't count. But what if I put a noise maker or a jelly beans? Do jelly beans make noise when you shake them? Maracas, the things they put in maracas. What if I just feel okay, this is gonna sound weird off topic. What out of context, I mean, what if I just fill his butt with maraca beans so that when you shake the plushie, you can hear the sound of it rattling inside? That would be a fun idea if Chimpanzee wins the raffle. That I will do that. He will have a plump shakeable monkey butt. Oops. I'm trying to find the best angle to do this. Maybe I should shift the camera at some point. I'm not sure. I'm not a professional. I am a professional DM, which is what I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to tell the story of how I became a professional DM and how I discovered D&D. And of course, for those of you who do love D&D, I do run I do run a D&D chat every it's hopefully will be every Wednesday or so. We're trying to figure out the timing. We've done our first session and it went about as well as you thought it would go. Chat punched somebody for no reason, killed 3 other people for no reason, and then adopted a cat. Yes, butt races. Butt rakas. Interesting. Yes. So that will happen if Chimpanzee wins the raffle. I cannot say that he will. I cannot be biased. If he bribes me, well, unfortunately I can't be bribed. But I will accept. I will accept the bribery still. Jesus. Do let me know if you want me to move it so you can see more of the thread and all, because I'm still new to this. Yeah, I don't really know which is the best angle for everyone to be at. Am I in GMT +8? I don't know. I don't know at all. But I can tell you, for those who are in GMT +8, because I have looked it up, because Chimpanzee may or may not be in that time zone. It takes place at about Wednesday 9 p.m. GMT +8. But I am going to be... For no reason, there's always a reason. But sometimes that reason don't have reason. Very philosophical, kawaii. I will be changing my stream timing soon because I'm gonna have more time to stream. And I have absolutely no idea when I'm gonna change it to. It probably will be a bit earlier than what I usually have it now. I looked it up on the webs because very luckily, even though the apocalypse did happen where I am, the internet prevails. The internet has not gone away. So checking up on the internet, apparently the best time to stream for growth and stuff on Twitch, all the analytics, is, for those in GMT +8, it is 3 AM. Which, I don't know. I don't think that's the best timing for everyone here to be streaming at 3 AM on a Wednesday. So I probably will still keep D&D streams to be around the same timing, maybe a few hours earlier, so nobody has to sleep so late. Sorry, I'm keep going off camera. I'm trying to untangle this knot. I've accidentally knotted everything, which is not good. So I don't think I will be streaming at 3 a.m. for for anyone. Maybe I might give it a shot. See who is awake at that time. But otherwise, no, you can't look forward to 3 a.m. streams. Oh, this is frustrating. See, I've knotted it so badly here because I haven't been paying attention. Because I'm distracted by all the lovely people who have just come into chat and who I want to know all about. So, it's your fault. No. I'm just gonna cut my losses and redo this. It's not wrong to, you know, in sewing, it's not wrong to just start over if you think you've gotten off to a bad start. If you're many stitches in, that's a whole other issue. Take it like a metaphor for life. It's never too late to start over and try something new. There we go. If you're on the same time zone as Simp, your 3 is gonna be my 2. Well, I will try my best to find the timing that suits everybody. But I am looking forward to streaming more for people. It's a bit foggy, my poor lens. Is that a bit better? A bit worse? Who knows? Alright. I will just play it by ear. I'll see how I'm gonna stream. But I will be streaming more often. Of that, you can be certain. Because I have so much fun streaming for everybody. And sewing for everybody. Today I'm continuing to sew the plush for my for Bella's Life, who is a wonderful streamer as well. Very inspired by her. So I decided to make her something. Or make something of her, and whether she accepts it or not, we'll see. So, I probably should get started on the actual story. Hi, Ray Puasa. Ray Puasa. Hello. Welcome to the stream. So, you're just in time to hear the story of how I became a professional DM. But first, I realized my chat is not here. Oh no, let me quickly bring my chat in so that you all can see the messages that you have for one another. This sometimes happens, it just disappears for no reason. I'm not sure why. I'm not a tech genius by any means. There we go, there's my chat. Hello everybody. So yes, I should actually begin the story of how I became a professional DM before I waffle on a bit more and forget why I'm talking. So, oh wait, hang on. I must remember to change something as well in my title. Again, I'm professional, everybody. I'm not changing the title in the middle of chat. Of stream, I mean. One day will be professional, but probably not this not this early. Yes, everyone gather around and listen to the ultimate tale of DM of ultimate DM telling. You're very kind. I will hopefully be able to run a stream for some very special people in the near future. What do you make? I'm making a little plushie right now. It's of Vela, if you can see. I'm just sewing the face together. So, I am a professional DM, as I'm sure you all have been wondering about. That means professional is a very loose term, you know. It's like saying you're a professional storyteller, which is really difficult to define by any means, because everybody can be a storyteller. But what I just mean as a professional DM is that I get paid to be a game master or dungeon master for various very lovely people. And it is sort of like my job on the side. And I've run campaigns for, I've been DMing for about 1 to 2 years personally, and I've been a professional for about a few months now. I'd say nearly 4 or 5 months, and it's been extremely amazing being a DM, because it's just really fun, and I really do enjoy DMing and listening to the stories that people create. Because everybody thinks in D&D it's the dungeon master telling the story, when that's not actually true. It's actually the people who are making the story. Can it be replaced by AI? Certainly not. DMing, Dungeons and Dragons DMing, can never be replaced by AI. And yes, you can point to games. There are certain games that they have quote-unquote dungeon masters that are replicated by computers, but those are not AI, those are programmed in. For example, Mansions of Madness is a very lovely board game that it used to have somebody narrating the scenes, but they did in the sequel, the second edition, they made it so that you have an app on Steam that you can use to narrate your actions. But it's not an AI, it's programmed code, and it's just meant to help move the plot along. It doesn't actually integrate your story into the board game itself. GMs, for those who don't know, are game masters, sometimes called a dungeon master, a DM. They usually run D&D, they can also run Pathfinder, any role-playing tabletop game. And they are the ones helping to create the world that your lovely characters are inhabiting. And they create the stories of the world, and they tell the consequences of the actions that your characters take. For example, you could be trying to steal a precious jewel from somebody, and the outcome of your actions are determined by the dice and how the dungeon master narrates everything. So again, I like to say, think of it as script writing. Everybody's together writing a script. You're in charge of the dialogue and the actions of your own character, but the GM is there to help build the world and help make your actions feel full of life. Make it feel like you are actually in the world that you're playing in. And of course, having plot twists and puzzles and dungeons and enemies, that's all what a DM does for you. A lot of people who have come to me have told me that Tene, GM Tene, they call me, we discovered D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, through things like the podcasts. For some of you, Critical Role, Dimension 20, there are some very popular Dungeons and Dragons shows that are hosted and run by once more professional GMs, amazing GMs. Matt Mercer, Brennan Lee Mulligan, connected to the mass. Sorry, Repas, I'm not sure what you're asking. If you could clarify. But yes, they have come to me saying, yes, we found D&D because of these shows. Or as of recent, a popular one is we've come across D&D because of Baldur's Gate 3, which is a video game that uses the D&D setting. And lastly, the most recent reason that people have come to me telling me how they found out about D&D is Tene, GM Tene. We found out about D&D through Stranger Things, which is a TV show that makes use of D&D. So because of all that, people have discovered D&D in recent times. And firstly, it's really wonderful because actual D&D is not quite like the things that they watch. A meteorite says, for me, I got the D&D by a friend who watched Critical Role and another friend who's a board game nerd. Yes. A lot of people love Critical Role. A lot of people love Dimension 20. Of course, the board game nerd is now a DM. That's amazing. There's a lot of overlap with board games and D&D. One day, I'll talk about how I got into board games. But today is a D&D story time. So that's how people usually get into D&D as of recently. But I was interested in D&D way, way, way before all of that. Yes, chat. Tene is old. Tene has been around a lot. Yes, I do know Viva La Dirt League. They are another they don't really do primarily D&D, they do all sorts of variety skits as well. That was the first time you learned of D&D. Yes, they're really fun as well. They've been doing more D&D shots as of late as well, I think because of the rising popularity that D&D has been having. There have been a few cases where I've had people come up to me, and this is the fault of their friend. They tell their interested party, hey, come, let's do D&D. And they come up to me on the day of their session and they ask, so where's the dinner and dance taking place? And I have to break it to them, I'm sorry, there is no dinner and dance. I think you've been unfortunately tricked by your friend. This is Dungeons and Dragons, not the other more popular D&D. And so, oh wait, am I sewing this on right? Yes, I am. I worried myself for no reason. And yeah, so that's how people learn about D&D, usually through podcasts, through these skits, through television shows, through their friends. I actually learned about Dungeons and Dragons quite a few years ago. I think when I was a young Tenny, when I was young and spry and not as old and decrepit as I am now. I learned about it through TV shows. And no, not through Stranger Things. Back then, Stranger Things didn't exist. I know, shocking, isn't it? I'm that old. I don't remember exactly which cartoon show it was from, but it was a popular sort of topic back then. I think because Jumanji, which was a show where people got sucked into a board game, had recently gotten popular. And there were a lot of kids' cartoons where there was your stereotypical nerd character with the big glasses, the buck teeth, and the lisp that everybody knows. And they would have episodes where they were playing D&D, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And it was always portrayed as extremely nerdy. tremendously nerdy with overcomplicated rules, and nobody really wanted to play. They were all confused, which is true to real life, getting people to play D&D for the first time. And there were dice, but they were very specially shaped dice, and they will always get transported into the world that they were playing in because it's a television show. So you gotta make it interesting. You can't just have people around the board game for 2 hours just rolling dice and talking. Although, as we discovered, that actually is a very interesting thing to listen to. So they would showcase these characters getting transported into magical worlds where they would have adventures and learn a life lesson and learn to work together. But the board game itself was always portrayed as very nerdy and not that interesting. Unfortunately, they just didn't know how to make it interesting to a young kid back then. Because they were, funny cartoons, haha, that's all we need. Wait, am I sewing this on right, or have I done it backwards? Okay, I've done it backwards. Oh no! Oh no, I've done this backwards. I meant to sew it over here. Well, okay. That's fine. Let's just cut these stitches out and do it all over again. So, as you can tell, I'm not a professional seamstress. I am a professional mess. I mess up on a professional setting. It's alright. Felt is a very forgiving cloth. If you don't use a needle that's not too big, then you won't have too many holes to deal with. And this is it's a hidden sort of stitch, so it's not gonna be seen anyway, even if we did make some more mistakes. No worries. Now, where is I? Yes, so D&D TV shows. Very good at portraying wonderful adventures, very bad at portraying D&D as a whole. That was the first time I ever heard of D&D. And can you guess how much interest I have of it during that time? Kawaii says, I heard of a story of a grandmother who insisted on watching her grandson's D&D session because she believed D&D is Satanism. Yeah, yes, those were... She rage quitted a few minutes in saying it's just math. Those were the days though. I was around. My age is showing. I was around in the dark ages where they did believe that D&D was satanic. Oh well, I should say I was around in the era where that was the stereotype and people were making fun of that stereotype. And you know, D&D is just a very nerdy thing where people did math, and I looked at it when I was young and fresh and naive, and I thought, oh wow, that is such a boring game. They're just doing numbers, they're just doing math to do damage. Who wants to do math for fun? There absolutely zero interest in it. So when I saw it, yes, those kids in the basement with like big nerdy glasses on, rolling dice and spouting numbers, I thought, this must be a game for nerds. This must be a game for people who just really love math and don't have anything better to do. What a terribly boring game. I'm sure it'll never get popular and I'll never be into it. So that was my first encounter of D&D, and nothing came of it. Just because I didn't see the appeal at the time. And the TV shows were just really bad at showcasing why it is interesting. Which is why a lot of people nowadays, those who grew up in roughly the same era that I did, or experienced the same television that I did, they have this stereotype of D&D as being this very, you know, very boring, very nerdy, math-filled game, number-filled game. And to be perfectly fair, it can be that if you don't have a good DM or good players. Any game can be boring if you don't run it correctly, or if you don't want it to be fun. So I didn't touch D&D quite a while later after learning about it. But one thing I did get into was collecting dice. I don't remember when I started collecting dice. I just remember looking at some very shiny rocks with numbers on them and being enamored with them. Looking at, I don't know, I can't explain it. Maybe those people who collect stamps, or if you ever collected Pokemon cards or something, you can tell me why. Why do you enjoy collecting these things? Can't be for the value, because there is no value in collecting dice. But for some reason, I was just instantly drawn to dice, and the fact that they sounded so nice rolling around. They were fun to touch. They're shiny, exactly. They were all so shiny. But I will tell you this. A lot of people, when they collect dice, which usually are board game people, D&D people, they collect D20s, D6s, dice with 20 sides, unique dice, a beautiful, shiny, oddly colored dice. I did not do that. In fact, let me show you the first ever dice, the first few dice I did collect. Let me just go and get them quickly. I have a whole drawer full of dice. Are you ready to see the first ever dice I actually collected? And I preface this by saying, I am a collector of dice. I've been collecting for a very long time now. But I did start collecting dice before I ever discovered things like D&D and board games. So, you would suspect that I would collect shiny D20s and D8s and all sorts of sided dice with all sorts of beautiful shapes and colors, right? These are the first few dice I ever collected. Then a little bit of a mess because I've just shaken them out of the drawer. But you can see you can see some very old ones. This is actually an eraser. It's an eraser dice. but you can see the printing is lopsided on it. But it was a dice, so I decided to keep it all the same. These were some of the first few. These are also erasers. These are erasers. I don't know if I can rub off a bit and actually show you that it is rubber. Again, the printing is lopsided. These were the first ever dice I collected, including this one that came from... I don't know where it came from. It was some board game that used colors. You can see it already had this stain when I collected it because I just wanted to get my hands. Maybe it was Twister. I don't remember ever owning Twister, Michiro. I don't remember where it came from, but it was one of the earliest dice I collected because for some reason I was just compelled to collect dice. And I didn't know that there were beautiful dice. I didn't know there were D20s. I didn't know there were colorful dice. I thought all dice were black and white and sometimes red, and if you got lucky, a little bit of blue. I was so excited over this dice. This was one of the early dice I got also, and the reason I was so excited over it was because all the dice I had collected so far were only black and red. So when I saw this dice with the barest bit of blue, I got so happy. I was like, oh my god, it's a blue dice. That's so rare. I've never seen it before. These are wooden. These are wooden dice. They're a bit dusty. I think I have to dust them off. Some are still in the packaging. Vintage. Mint. Of course, I also got excited when I saw these dice because they were so tiny. I thought, oh my god, tiny dice. This is amazing. I've never seen such tiny dice. And then I started collecting different dice. And let me once more go and grab a few for you to see. Drop any of these now because that would be a very long cleanup. You don't know how I have a drawer full of dice. It is a lot of dice. These are just a few of the drawerfuls that I do have. I'm sorry to derail the stream to talk about dice. But yes, after normal D6s, I discovered word dice. Dice with words on them, and I started collecting those. Oops. I have this really wonderful, this is a zodiac set. It's gonna be the horse year, right? Yes, it's gonna be the year of the horse very soon. These I discovered that dice could have words on them instead of numbers and letters, and I got really excited. I collected all of these. Some of these are chore dice, so they have chores on them. They're in Chinese. I do have a set of English drawers, but English dice, but I just caught these. So for example, this is like sweeping up, wash the dishes. I don't know what this is. I think it's relax. And I recognize this is a CE, which is wash clothing. I think this is wash vegetables, but I'm not sure. A very popular one I found was ooh, it's a bit dusty, is drinking dice. This is drinking dice, so it tells you how many to drink. Buy vegetables, thank you Mitch. How many to drink. And yeah, you see I also I ripped this off a pen. This was one of the earliest dice I got as well. I ripped this off a pen and I kept it. And these are more erasers. I don't know why I have so many eraser dice. They're not being put to use. So after I found out that these dice exist, I discovered... let me just bring it over. I discovered that not only could dice sometimes have words on them, they could also be colorful. Oh, I have much tinier dice. I have even tinier dice. I don't know if it's in this app. I don't think so. I discovered that dice could have colors and dice could be translucent. All this while I thought that dice could only come in black and white and they couldn't be colorful. But I discovered that dice could come in all sorts of colors, all sorts of shapes. I started collecting those. This is actually a lighter. Yeah, this is a lighter. It doesn't have any fluid in it, so it's fine. But this is actually a lighter. When you pull it back, it's meant to have flames. But I've never used it as a lighter. And then, of course, I came across these odd-shaped creatures. This is really odd. Oh yes, I can open it. These tiny rose quartz colored many-sided dice. These are one of the earliest non D6s that I got, and I was quite fascinated with them, quite captivated. I didn't know what they were for, because all these dice, as far as I knew, they were used in things like gambling or playing games. We were doing plushes. I'm sorry, Spacey, I got too excited talking about my journey with dice. I will get back to the plushes in a little while. Dice tracked again, yes. Anytime somebody asks to see my dice, I get dice tracked. Two more drawers, then I'm done. And then of course I discovered that dice could also have patterns on them. These are one of the earliest dice. Don't get Chesix, by the way. They are I'm never gonna get sponsored by Chesix now, but I learned later on that these are actually horrendously overpriced and they're not actually worth it. But I discovered that dice could have patterns on them, and that was amazing. That dice could have different patterns on them, and you can't see it very well, but these are frosted, so they have a slight frosting pattern on them as well. And of course, D20s. I learned about them, still didn't know what they were for. I'm gonna fast forward a bit because in the middle is where I discovered D&D. Thank you for appreciating my dice collection. I know it's very nerdy, but then finally, this is just 4 sets of. I think I own more than 20 sets of full D&D dice now. I discovered that dice could have all sorts of things printed on them, like these cat core dice. And going on from that, I also discovered that liquid core dice. I don't know if you can see it very well if I shake it. Oops. I don't know if you can see that the insides are... Ah, there we go. They are moving. These are not the first liquid core set dice I have. The first ones I got were actually blue and orange, and they're sitting in a drawer back there. And after liquid core, I discovered metal dice. And oh, that just reminds me, I have a very cool set I want to show everybody. Okay, last drawer. Let me just grab the very cool set of dice I have. Alright, you thought it was over. You thought the draw. There's still like 50 more drawers over there. These tiny shelves. I have a lot of dice. I recently stopped buying it because I told myself I should save a little bit of money. Yes. There's more dice, but these are a few that I really love that I would love to show to all of you. Of course, we have this very beautiful. One day I'll do a stream where I just go through all my dice. How's that? these sakura branches. This very beautiful porcelain set. It's not real porcelain, of course, but it's just extremely beautiful. These are nice dice. I don't. These are not the special dice, although I do really love this moth inspired die set. The ones I wanted to show you were these few. These are metal, so they weigh a lot. But you can also see that they are engraved. It's a bit hard to see. This one has hands on it. This skeletal hands on it. It's a bit hard to read. These are not the best dice for reading under a dark light. And this one especially. Not very good at reading it from afar, but look at the design. It's just so beautiful. I have another set. I have so many sets that I will one day. Again, maybe I'll do a whole dice a dice stream where I just go through every set of dice that I have and where I remember getting them from. But yes, so example of how much I love dice, how much I got into dice, and I wasn't collecting the D20s yet because I hadn't discovered D&D yet. I was just collecting as many dice as I possibly could, just because I wanted to. And then, when I started discovering D20s, D4s, all the unique shaped dice, and I got really curious. I will have a dice stream at some point, Meteorite. I think it'll just be my archive of dice. It's so many dice. I'm gonna have to bring out the entire drawer for that. You can all judge me on my dice collection I've built up over the years. But yes, I started getting curious about what D6s and not D6s, D20s and D4s and D8s, what they were used for. So the gaming shops that I would get them from, they would often host D&D sessions. And that's where I first started learning about D&D. Now mind you, I was still really shy, so I didn't play in any of the games there, but I would see people playing it. I would see people bringing out miniatures and rolling dice, and I did get a bit curious. And I did revisit some of the old cartoons I used to watch, those D&D episodes. And as a more fully formed person then, I started to get actually interested in how they created that world. How they started telling stories. And I didn't understand what role-playing was at the time. But I did get into forum role-playing, which is where you write out stories and you play a character there. It's a writing forum roleplay sort of thing. If you look back on it now, it's extremely cringe, but it's where I've met a lot of lifelong friends, and I have no regrets getting into role-playing forums. I won't tell you where I did roleplay on because it's embarrassing. And that was actually a very early form of D&D, but I didn't realize. I just know I love to write, I love to tell stories. And I was curious about D&D. But that was as far as it went. Until one day, midway into my journey, learning about games and all that, one of the people I was friends with, colleagues with, they invited us, me and a group of people, over to their house to try and play D&D. They're gonna DM. So, when I went to play D&D with them, it was bad. It was not a good time. Well, I can't say it wasn't all good. We did laugh, we did have a bit of fun. It was very chaotic, it was very messy. None of us knew what we were doing. We didn't really know how to roleplay characters. There were some people there that I was uncomfortable with some people there. In all honesty, I don't want to badmouth anyone. Nobody was especially bad. There was just some people that I didn't feel very comfortable with up there. So there was that. I just saw it went a bit chaotic. I tried to go against the group and thank you for the pat Spacey. Thank you. I tried to go against the group because I was uncomfortable with one or two of the people that were in that group. So it was weird, right? I didn't really want to get close to them because of thank you for the pat K bye. Because of the discomfort I felt. Again, they weren't a bad person. It's just that we I don't know how much I should say. Thank you for the pat Mitch. They were just a bit much for me. So being as socially anxious as I am, and also having strong feelings about certain things, I didn't want to be very close to them. That's normal, that's natural. You're gonna meet people that you just don't want to be close to, and that's fine. It's not an egregious reason, it's just sometimes you don't get along. So I would kind of play a little bit of an antagonist to the group just because I didn't want to have the characters be so close to one another. Not to the point where I'm actively destroying the group, mind you, but just, you know, I would hide the treasure a bit. I would lie to the group a little bit. And funny story, that's actually one of the earliest points in time where in case y'all don't know, Tene does identify as non-binary. Tene is Tene. Tene has no gender and all that, and it's not a discussion that is... Yes, I'm non-binary. So that was one of the earliest instances where I sort of realized I might be non-binary, or I had a realization that I preferred to not follow any specific gender because I played a male character and I wasn't happy when people kept calling me by, you know, what I actually was, when in the game I'm a male character. So call me by what the character is, not by me. So that was one of the points. I didn't know why I was so annoyed at it at the time. I just know that I preferred if they would stick to the character. Maybe as a D&D player also, you want to be your character, you don't want to be you. So it wasn't the best D&D time. We had fun, we laughed, we joked, we didn't really finish the adventure because it took too long. But it was an interesting premise. And I love the fact we got to roll dice. And I started to get more and more into the idea of D&D and watching short clips of people playing it. But I forgot about it for quite a while. I just let it sit in the back of my mind while I did other things. Until I got into another shop program where I met a few wonderful people who were all enthusiastic gamers, but they had never ever played D&D before. And we were looking for an activity that we could all do together. There was a game, because, you know, there were about 7 or so people, and it's very difficult to find something that 7 or so people can do together. Because, you know, turn-based games would turn-based video games would take a long time because you would have matches and stuff. We played a lot of Nintendo, a lot of Smash Bros. But we would always insist on playing a 1v1, so it would take some time before I got around to your turn again as a player. And the board games we had at the time, they will also take super long to get to your turn because they're rated for 5, maybe 4 players if you're lucky. And then I thought, hey, why don't we all try D&D? Now, none of them had ever played it before. I had only played it once. And I thought, well, if nobody knows how to play, why don't I learn to be a dungeon master? And I'll try to run it for everyone. And, you know, we'll see how it goes. And I immediately regretted saying that. I immediately regretted volunteering to be a dungeon master, because even though I was really excited to try D&D again and give it another shot, because I had gotten more interested in it after watching the old TV shows of D&D, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I didn't realize how tough it was to be a DM. I heard a lot of people telling me that it's tough to be a DM, but I didn't know exactly how much work and research go into being a DM. So I did what I usually do, and I studied. I studied. It was Lost Mines of Phandelver that I was trying to run. Stuck in the forever DM curse, now can't get out of it. I made that choice. The DM life didn't choose me. I chose to be a DM. I can only blame myself. I studied Lost Mines of Phandelver. I've studied that book back and forth. What was it? I looked at all of the notes I could find online. I wrote everything down. I had a ton of post-it notes. I found an old game screen in one of the board games I owned, and I used it as my DM screen, and I plastered that thing with sticky notes of all the possible scenarios of things that could go wrong, of things that they could do, of D&D rules. And don't do that. If you're a new DM, don't do that. It's overwhelming, and you stress yourself out more than it actually helps. And I was running the module by the book, and even worse, I had 7 players, which D&D is usually rated for up to 5 to 6 players. 6 is pushing it a little bit. It's a lot. 7 is just too much. But I ran it for those 7 people, and I look back at it and I think to myself, man, you were a terrible DM. Because I couldn't remember the rules properly. Our first session had them fighting goblins, and I tried to give them a mysterious box, but I didn't sell it very well, so they didn't care about the mysterious box. They weren't attached to the people that had given them their quests. Don't worry about this mess, it's gonna be hidden. They weren't attached to any of the characters I gave them. So in the first few seconds, they were just, okay, we got this box, we are attacked, let's kill all of them, let's go into the cave, let's kill all of the goblins there. I don't care about saving any of these people. I just want to go in and fight stuff. One of the characters was a wizard who forgot to pick the spell, so I had to kind of like make a divine intervention in the middle of the gameplay and give him a list of spells. I was afraid to kill anybody, so I really held back as well on the combat, which you shouldn't do. As a DM, you should never be afraid to kill players. Don't go out of your way to purposefully bully players into dying, but you shouldn't be afraid to let characters, you know, experience death. I had no idea how to make them follow the main storyline, so I did railroad them a bit. I was like, okay, now you have to go to here. Okay, you should hit there. Oh, why are you still talking to this person? There's no more dialogue here. Leave. Which you shouldn't do, because that's so immersion breaking. You shouldn't just halfway say, okay, these characters, there's nothing else this character wants to say. You can end the conversation now. You shouldn't do that. It has to feel natural. It has to feel like you're actually talking to a real life person that you're forming a connection with. So my first D&D, never have a plan and you never have the railroads. I did the fallacy of trying to plan out every single scenario, which you can't do. It's just incredibly difficult to foresee what everybody is gonna do at the table. So I made all of the mistakes as a DM. Not enough character attachment, not explaining the rules well enough, not making it a fun story. I don't know if I focused too much on some players. I feel like I did. I feel like I didn't give enough attention to everybody at the table. I felt like it was too imbalanced. I had to keep looking up the rules and trying to figure out what was right and what was wrong. Instead of just responding, he stares at you. Yes, and he says dialogue ended. Please leave. I couldn't do voices as well. I still can't do voices. You guys want to hear my kobold voice? It's the voice I use for kobolds, which sounds like Toad. Let me see if I can remember how to do it. Ink. Prepare your ears. Ink don't want anything to do with you right now. Ink busy. Go away. That's the voice I use for kobolds. And funny story to sidetrack, as I always do. I did run a campaign with kobolds recently, and they ended up falling in love with the kobolds. The whole party loved the kobolds, and they brought them on every adventure. Which, firstly, amazing. I love that. But terrible for my voice, because they would talk to the kobold as well during the adventures. And again, I love that they did that. It was amazing that they loved one of the characters I made. But I really picked the wrong voice to do for 3 hours straight for a kobold. But yes, that was my kobold voice. I didn't know how to do it back then. I barely knew how to do a goblin voice. Which, if your goblins don't sound like sophisticated gentlemen where you can understand goblinese, you're doing something wrong. I love it when they come across goblins and I give them this terrible... Oh, let me think of a goblin voice. How... How dare you do this? How dare? I can't do a good one right now. But this horrible, gangly, unsophisticated voice. But if a character understands goblinese or goblin speak, I switch over to this yes, very sophisticated voice where the goblins, they all speak to each other in an old nice. I'm not a good VA, I should say. I don't do voice work very well, but I want to learn how to do voice work very well. I want to learn how to do voice work and have more fun accents for people. The main goal is to don't be afraid to do a voice if you are doing D&D, whether you're a character or you're a DM. Don't be afraid to have fun with it if you want to, but you pick a voice that doesn't grate on your throat too often. Don't do what I do and pick a Toad voice, which is really hard to keep up for 3 hours. So, yes, terrible DM back then. Have a good dinner, Mitch. My light has died. I didn't charge it enough. Let me see if I can charge it and bring a bit of light back later on. Yeah, so terrible DM back then, but for some unknown reason, some strange reason, the people that I was DMing for had fun. They were having fun killing things. And just being, you know, the chaotic, wonderful zombies that they were meant to be. Unfortunately, we only ran, I think, 2 or 3 sessions before we all got busy. And there was just no time to come together anymore, especially after our course ended. Some of them have to go back overseas. Others, they got work, they're busy, they can't afford to come back. And I thought, alright, I guess it's time to put away the Dungeon Master books. Spoilers, I did buy. I did get a whole Dungeon Master set. Because I thought, oh, maybe we'll do it for a long run. Meteorite says, for me, my DM has a table of voices in his mind, so it's around 3 to 9 voices. Yeah, you should usually have some voices in your head that you want to pull out. For me, the kobolds always there. The goblins always change. It's always spur in the moment for me. I'm trying to practice doing Teal. Thank you, Teal. I'm trying to practice doing French accents now for D&D because I'm gonna be role playing a very sultry character soon. It's not very. Let me see. I don't know what to say in French now. I don't know what to say in French now. I just know I have the very bad accent. I cannot do it very well, but I'm trying my best. And hopefully over time I will be able to have how you say, it's a very good French accent. I'm practicing more accent just so I can have more fun voices to use at tables. But don't get me wrong, you don't need to be a voice actor to be a DM. A lot of DMs don't do voices and they still have extremely fun and wonderful campaigns. But it's always just a little bit more fun to pull out a voice. Doing foreign accent. I will one day I'll have a good accent. Be it French or French is the only one I can really do. I can't really do the rest. I don't know if I have an accent right now. A lot of people have told me that pull out the French gentleman accent. A lot of people have told me I sound quite European when I was younger. I don't know if I still do. I used to be able to pull off quite a convincing British accent. Which is, I don't know if I can remember how to do it again. Scones, tea. I don't think I can do it. One accent I really love to pull out is the barmaid accent, which is a little bit of Cockney Welsh. I'll come up to them as a waitress and go, well, love, what we're having? What we have over here? We got whiskey, we got beer, we got all sorts of things, darling. Anything your heart can dream of, we can provide. Don't know how well that sounds, but it's an accent I do quite often, so hopefully it's not so bad. And yeah, I had none of that when I first started DMing. It was just bare bones DMing, absolutely nothing to offer. And after those first few sessions as a Brit, oh no, okay, bye. That was not a British accent, I swear. That's like the barmaid accent. I don't know what it is. You can judge my British accent. I used to be able to do it convincingly. I can't anymore. Which is I'm gonna embarrass myself further. Tea and scones. I used to be able to say that, which is that somewhat rough. Tell me how bad is it, okay, bye. You're free to judge me. Yes, so I try to put on accents, doesn't work. Luckily I didn't do any accents back then. Is this your punishment? Is this your punishment for trying to speak with a British accent? Okay, bye. For those of you who are new here, I do have a redeem. Hot squats! And... well... I'm gonna disappear off screen, but rest assured I'm still here. I'm gonna do 10 squats. We're gonna get exercise. If you like to do it with 10, then you can. 1, you hear my bones. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've gotten better at it. 7, 8, 9, and 10. I've gotten better at doing squats. I can do them faster now. Chat keeps me well exercised. Can't skip leg day. Exactly. Let's see if my light can hold out. However long it holds out. Ugh. Says, I'm sorry, K-Ban. I'll keep practicing the British accent. I'll do it every day on stream until it's perfect. So that was my first time ever DMing. It was fun. I didn't feel a passion for it yet. I didn't feel a love for it yet. I know a lot of people, when they start DMing, they say, oh my god, I felt right, I felt spark, I felt amazing. I didn't have that. I just thought, okay, it was kind of hard. At least I had fun. At least I didn't do a terrible job. And I forgot about it for a long while. And I didn't touch any D&D stuff for a whole year afterwards. But I was still interested in playing in the campaign. I did do a little bit of DMing on and off again for like one-shot groups, but it was really bad. Hence the 1 to 2 year time mark that I gave, where I was like an on and off again DM. I don't think I was all that good, but I was slowly improving in some sense, but I still didn't fully understand how to be a proper DM. Until one day I decided, okay, I wanna join a D&D group and play a game. Oops. I pulled out the fluffy insides. For the longest time, I thought that D&D had to be done with friends and family. You know, you have to do it with people that you know. If you're paying for it, you're pathetic, which is not true. But the more pathetic thing was that I didn't have friends who wanted to do D&D. I didn't have anybody who wanted to be a DM. I didn't want to be a DM. I just wanted to play a game and see how it was like. So one day I thought, alright, let's just... Oops, I'm back. Let's just pay for a session. Let's go for a paid session. Maybe it'll be fun because they are paid professionals. So I paid and I went for a session. I was excited. I was nervous, excited. Couldn't wait to see what they would come up with. And it was unlike anything I'd ever experienced before in D&D. Firstly, the guy I got for my DM, not to give too much of the game away. First, you were afraid, you were petrified. I thought maybe I had wasted money, and that the people I had, the people that I was going to be in a DM with, in a party with, because they were all strangers. So at the time, I was still very socially anxious. So I was kind of sure that I had wasted a pretty penny, and that I wouldn't get along with the people, or maybe they will all be professionals, or I wouldn't like some of them, or you know, come what may, that it would just not be as fun of a time as I hoped it would be. But very luckily, and I didn't know this at the time, the person who I was being a player under, the person was our DM. They were really professional, they were really kind, they were really, they explained things really well. And I have to say, I didn't join a beginner group because I had already played D&D a few times, so I didn't join a beginner group. I joined a semi-advanced D&D group, and I thought, alright, I'll just see, you know, how well it goes. The person that was our dungeon master was actually the founder of the organization of the D&D place that I was going to. I didn't know that at the time. I just thought he was one of their, you know, regular D&D dungeon masters. But he was really amazing at facilitating and just getting everybody comfortable and it makes sense, you know, that yeah, he's the guy who ran the whole place because he has such a passion for D&D, and he's so versed in everything D&D. I didn't know this at the time. I came in, group of strangers, introduce yourself, kind of nervous, introduce the setting. All right, let's try this out. Got nothing else to do in life. I wanted to give D&D another shot, have fun with it, try to hopefully make some friends out of it, and if I didn't, at least I could say I tried. And it turned out to be so incredibly fun. It's the first time where it was this fun. It was this amazing chaotic mess of a time where our characters sort of ran around and figured ourselves out. I was a chaotic character. My first ever I brought back my first ever character from when I first played D&D. His name was Silas. Silas the Yenti, a snake person. And he was a horrible character because he was chaotically neutral, but I won't be surprised if people say that he was actually chaotic evil, because he believed that snake kind were better than warm-blooded people, and he would insult people constantly. He loved poisoning people. He absolutely loved being a menace to society. Not to the point where you know, don't be bad to your group on purpose. It has to be in character, and it has to be up to a point. That was the sort of character that he was. Just horrible, just horrifically horrible, and I loved him. Sila, and as many S's as you want at the end, because he's a snake. No, not like the lead character. Actually, I think I have an image of him. Let me show him to you. Let me see if I can possibly find him around here. He is an amazing character that he's my first ever character that I made, so I am extremely biased towards him. Let me see if I can possibly find where he is. I found him. Oh, it's a little bit big. It's a little bit big of an image. Oops. Let me... It's too many frames. I'm moving around too many things. Let me make it smaller so I can show everybody my boy. It's not the lead character. It's a snake. Unless the lead character is also... Yeah, there he is. If I can make him small enough to show on screen. There we go. Spent the first time I played him, or well, the second time in the proper D&D session, I spent the whole night, I think I didn't sleep for a whole day just to draw him, create him in my mind. And I sent him off very excitedly to my DM, and my DM told me that, oh, I've never seen such a detailed backstory for a character before. That's amazing. And it felt really good to know that my efforts were being acknowledged, and you know, everybody liked the way he looked. I based him off a Malaysian coral snake, hence the red and blue patterning. And he was amazing. He was one of my favorite characters because I got to be loud and chaotic and all sorts of crazy with him. And that was amazing because back then I was really very shy. I am still quite shy. I think I've gotten better at it. I'm a bit more loud and chaotic like he is now. And the thing that was really special about him was this green bracelet over here. I'm gonna get rid of him off the screen now. There's this green bracelet on him, which was a band of loyalty, which means that the moment he falls unconscious, that's it. That's the end for him. There's no coming back. Usually you get a chance to save yourself, something called death saving throws, where you roll to see if you actually die. I played it on hard mode. I said, okay, if and when he meets an end, he's gonna meet it fully. Unfortunately, the end was really quickly because he didn't make it out of the second dungeon. He survived. Thank you, Kawaii. He didn't make it out of the second dungeon. He met his end at some spine devils. Spiny barbed tails. The paladin, a very wonderful paladin, unfortunately was not very good at sneaking, so they got the attention of some devils in the dungeon. And my poor character was unfortunately targeted, and he didn't make it. Which is really sad because he had just discovered his warlock powers, and his god had just come back after abandoning him. Sounds really nerdy, right? But that's D&D. And I really love that character. I'm gonna bring him back at some point as probably as a reincarnated version. Because his stories, I can't let go. I can't let go of characters dying. That was the first time my character ever died in a D&D. It was surprisingly quite hard to reconcile with. I miss my snake boy, but he will come back. I'll bring him back in a different campaign. But yes, that was the first time I actually played a D&D session where I guess you could say I fell in love. I fell in love with D&D. I fell in love with how amazing our DM was at telling stories, and how fun it was to play a character that felt so alive in the world with hopes and dreams, and you know, they're the main characters of their own story. They've got all sorts of feelings to them that you can only get in D&D. It's the only place where you can make your character have their own unique thoughts and feelings. Of course, in other role-playing games as well. And I love seeing how the people around me created their characters. I love those characters. I loved everybody's character, how good they were at storytelling. They were all, most of them, one of them was new like me, slightly new, but they were all professional players. You may not be sure what a professional D&D player is, and it's mainly just somebody who gets the groove of D&D a little bit more, I would say. Who sort of knows, okay, this is how I'm gonna, I understand how to roleplay, I understand most of the basic rules, I know how to describe and get myself into the setting, and anybody can become a professional player. It just takes time, effort, and a willingness to learn how to best get into the world. Now, if you are a beginner player, it doesn't mean you're not a professional player. It just means you are professional in the making. All of you are. You are playing D&D. I started to fall in love with D&D from there. I started to want to bring that same joy that I felt to other people. I wanted to tell other people stories and tell a story that people enjoy. Professional player takes time and effort, but eventually everyone will be one. Exactly. You played Talisman. I have Talisman. I have the board game. I have the board game over here. It's one of the ones I haven't touched it because it was a gift from it wasn't, well, somebody was giving away board games. They didn't have space, and I took Talisman. I don't know how to play it. I should learn because I have it. One day I'll learn how to play it. But I started wanting to give those wonderful feelings that I got as a player to other people. I wanted to make people have fun. I wanted to make people feel attached to their characters. I wanted them to look at the story and gasp and say, how did you do that? How do you manage to make all of that flow together? Because I've always been a storyteller. From role-playing to D&D, I've loved telling stories. I love telling stories, I love writing stories, and I love making stories for other people to experience. But I didn't really know how to go about it. I didn't feel like I was a professional anything. I didn't feel like I had the skills. I didn't feel like I had the spark, you know, the talent. And I'm sure that's how a lot of people feel. I'm sure if you have ever wanted to try something new, as long as you're not a narcissist, you're gonna think, I don't know if I'm gonna be good at this. I don't know if I have the ability to do this the way I want. I don't know if people will like me doing this. And as somebody with a lot of self-doubts, yes, that's me. I thought, A, you're not talented enough to do this. B, you are not good enough to do this to a point where you get anything out of it. And C, you don't have the time. All the usual pessimistic. At the time as well, I was also very unsure of myself and where I wanted to go in life. Even the hobbies I had felt like I had to make something out of them. Like if you're gonna be an artist, you have to do commissions. If you're gonna be a writer, you're gonna have to sell a book. If you're gonna do anything, it has to be worthwhile. It has to be worth something. It has to make money, or it has to be a product or something that makes it justifiable for you to keep doing, which is dumb, isn't it? They're your hobbies. You shouldn't have to make them do something materialistic or financial for you to pursue them and enjoy them. You don't have to get anything tangible out of a hobby. You just have to have fun. And if you're not having fun, then don't do it. Come back to it when you can have fun with it, when you can just enjoy it for it. And I was slowly learning that with D&D, because I didn't get anything out of D&D. If anything, you know, I'm paying for sessions for D&D. I'm paying to come and play D&D. Paying for me to enjoy. I did enjoy it. So fun. And I thought, well, why don't I give it another try? Why don't I try DMing again and seeing if I could have fun with it, and seeing if I could bring people the same level of fun. So I started looking for, luckily the same place I went to offered workshops as well. I thought, alright, let me try a workshop, let me see what I can do. And before I fully did the workshops there, I was approached by my DM. Again, a very wonderful DM. And they asked me, well, we run a DM program. We're always looking for fresh new DMs to try out. Why don't you try? Now, I had heard about the DM program before. I'd been interested in it. I didn't really have the confidence for it until my own DM, the guy who had watched me play a silly snake man and watch the silly snake man die and then played a very silly drow, well, a very sad silly drow, and then watch that drow die. Whatever it was, I don't know. Maybe he was looking for more DMs. Maybe he saw something. Hopefully he did. But he asked me, why don't you try out being a DM? We'll interview you. We'll see if you're a good fit. And if you are, you can do some of our workshops for free. And you'll get You get paid for being a DM here. And I thought, alright, if one person believes in me, then I will try. I'll go for an interview. I'll see what happens. If I get in, it'll be a fun little gig on the side. Something I can do just for a little bit of extra cash and have a bit of fun with it. It'll be fine. To my surprise, I passed the interview. I don't know how. I won't spoil it in case people for somehow find the same program and want to be a DM. I won't spoil what they make you do. Somehow I passed it. And they said, alright, you're gonna be a DM now. We're gonna run a few taster testers. You're gonna come and you know, run them and we'll test you further, and if you pass, then yeah, you'll be a fully functioning DM, or the first level of a DM. And it felt like not like a dream. It felt like you know, when you're watching the TV show and then a filler episode comes on and you don't really pay attention to it because it's just happening in the background, and you do your work and then suddenly you look up and there's a whole new episode. It felt like that. It felt like time passed very fast. And even though I went for the workshops, I went for some more courses, and I tried asking for advice, it still didn't feel real. It didn't feel like it didn't feel like anything. It just happened. And when I became a professional DM, I didn't feel the spark straight away, I'll be honest. I was having fun, no doubt, learning new things. I was very nervous because I wasn't sure if I was gonna do a good job. And we were still doing testing back tasters, exams. We were doing like D&D exams where you would run a session and the professional DMs would judge you and say, okay, you're ready to run for the public now. When I passed the first test, it didn't feel real. It just felt, alright, I passed. I'm a DM now. This is a good side gig. It was during one of, I can't remember, I think one of the workshops or one of the events that we were doing, where all the professional DMs were gathered together. The founder, my DM, the timeline might be a bit messed up because my memory is bad. He talked about how he hoped that D&D and the place they had built, the area they had created this program in, would feel like home to everybody. I'm a DM now, so this is my life, huh? Yeah. But it just felt like it's alright, I've got another side gig on, great. It's fun because I get to tell stories. I don't know if I'm good at it yet, but alright, let's just do it. At the moment he's talked about how he wanted this place to feel like home, and how he wanted everyone to feel like this was always a place that they could turn to, and they had finally found something that suited them. Sounds a bit cheesy, right? Oh, good luck with your Oshi, kawaii. That part where he said all that really oh no, he's chosen an anthropomorphic spider. Good luck. The part where my DM talked about coming home. All of a sudden, it clicked. All of a sudden, it felt right. because I have been having so much fun as a player in D&D. So much fun talking to people, which I never do. I never have fun talking to people, except for, of course, my very lovely chat and a few exemptions here and there. I never have fun talking to people. I have been having so much fun talking to the people at the D&D place and playing the games and just experiencing what it was like to be there and you know, be relaxed and I can't explain it. It did feel like coming home. It did feel like I had found a place that understood me, understood my likes, understood my interests, and I had never really had that before. I had never had a whole wonderful space where I could go and be myself and be nerdy and play board games and enthuse about dice and just connect with people. And I don't know why it took me so long to realize that it was good, that it was a place I wanted to be in, I wanted to belong in. It really felt like home, because my own home didn't really feel like home at the time. I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. I always felt like I was an alien wherever I went. And in some sense that's true now, because I'm a bit of an alien in the apocalypse still. But it felt like coming home. And that was a point where I decided, okay, I think I really enjoy being a DM. So I'm gonna give it my all. And I started taking on the public people for D&D campaigns. Very short one-shots, just little tasters for them to experience. And for a while, it went alright. I had fun. It was good fun. And I felt like I belonged, but I didn't... I still don't know. I still didn't know whether I was good at it yet. I still had a lot of self-doubt. I still had a lot of worries that I wasn't giving people a good time. And, you know, even if you're having fun at things, when you have that kind of social anxiety and paranoia, it can bring you down just a bit. It didn't make it any less fun, but it did sometimes make it hard to know whether I was doing a good job. And it really did help when the players were so nice. They were also wonderful in telling me that they had fun, and that was the most that I could ever ask for. Let me stop and answer a few questions first before I get too sappy. How big is the D&D community around there? Just in case I visit a few friends there at some point. It's decently big. We have people coming in playing D&D. It's growing. It's still growing over here. I won't give away too much just because I don't want to give away where I am. But it's growing. It's definitely starting to become more prevalent. Like any art form, still not where it could be yet. You can't do this as a full-time thing over here unless you really hustle and do a lot of freelance. But it's getting bigger every day, and maybe you can come around and see where we are at. Sorry for being so vague. D&D is the most interaction introverts do to people, meteorite or theosis. That's true to an extent. And it's also one of the places where a lot of introverts, so you have an interest in D&D. Like me, you won't realize it until you're in the thick of it. But you realize you find people who have the same interests as you, who can talk about the same very nerdy things. I was talking about some kind of like weapon. I was trying to sort weapons with somebody, where we were talking about stats and how they would affect our different characters. When I realized, like, oh, it's such an absolutely nerdy thing to be talking about. But you understand what I'm talking about, and you're as enthusiastic about it as I am right now, and that was quite fun. But yeah, as the first few months of being a professional DM, I was still incredibly nervous. I don't know if I was doing a good job. As long as I wasn't emotionally scarring anybody and people were having fun, I thought, alright, I'm doing decent. But I don't know if I'm good enough. yet. And then they told me to run a campaign for the first time. It had been super long since I did an actual campaign. Not since the first one I told you that I did with my friends, which was horrendously horrible. Usually when people ask me some, it's a type of question they already know an answer to, so I just stare at them and they go away. Oh, and then... I'm sure they're asking you maybe to get your opinion. So if they already know the answer, then maybe they just want to talk to you, kawaii. Maybe they just want to find an excuse to get to know you. maybe they're not. Maybe they're just being, you know, nerds who want to show off their knowledge. But I like to think that they want to get to know you, kawaii, and they want to know more about you, which is why they're asking you about stuff they already know. A Scorpion! It's been so long since I've seen you. Welcome to the chat, Scorpion. Scorpion, one of my long-time viewers. It's been a lot. They are also a streamer. Let me give them a shout out. It's been so long since I've seen you, Scorpion. I hope you're doing well. Yes, please go check them out. They are a gaming streamer and a very wonderful gaming streamer as well. Thank you for coming down, Scorpion. I was just telling the story of how I got into D&D. Glad to catch up with you too. Before I lose track of the story, so I was a professional DM. They just started asking me to run a campaign for the first time in a very long time. And I thought, alright, I'm gonna run this campaign. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna, I'm gonna put out lights and sounds and all those sort of things. And as long as nobody complains about me, I think I did a decent enough job. I don't know how to explain this. Oh well, give me some time to figure out a way to explain this. When I started running the campaign, it was nerve-wracking. I was nervous. I was still self-doubting, still being unsure, still wondering whether I had the capacity to be as good a DM as the people around me. All those usual 10 thoughts that sneak into your head. Have you ever felt that sort of thing? Like you don't want to disappoint someone, even though it's something you enjoy doing, you still want to do it well? For artists, is it maybe with your artwork? For writers, is it with your writing? Or if you have another unique hobby, tell me about it. Tell me about a time where you felt that you were just incredibly nervous, even though you love doing what you do, because your stuff was gonna be judged or showcased to other people. Tell me how you overcame that, because I would love to hear it. I would love to get any tips from you guys. In the middle of that campaign, there was a point where I was running, I think they were at a shipwreck. And it was kind of like a bit of a horror scenario. They were investigating something, trying to find a necklace, some lost necklace, and zombies and all of that. And there were two parts to this. One part, they were all really scared. I could see some of them, they had looks of horror, absolute horror on their face. And they were whispering as if they were actually in the ship itself. And there was all sorts of noise. I was really proud of the sound design I did for that day. I had a bunch of spooky noises going around. There was one point where I played a woman crying, and I just see this player. She's an amazing player. This amazing player, in the middle of her talking, she just stops. She stops and she turns to the other people and she whispers, "You hear that? What's that sound?" And it was really fun that she reacted to it that way. And by the end of it, I won't give away too much, but by the end of the session, I said, okay, we're gonna end the session here, and everybody clapped. I know it sounds like a fake Reddit story, right? And yeah, yes, everybody broke out into thunderous applause, and they all applauded me, and the cops came and they congratulated me. But no, they legitimately clapped for me after the session ended, and it was really nice of them. They didn't have to, but it was really nice that they clapped and they were laughing and they were talking about what a good time it was. And for the first time ever, as I greeted all, said farewell to all of them and said, okay, get home safe. The first time ever, I thought, firstly, they were amazing players. You're right, Theo. They were absolutely wonderful, incredible players. But for the first time ever, I thought, I'm actually good at this. I'm a good DM. I don't mean to brag, but I am bragging. This is the first time I thought I did a good job. I'm a good person. I'm not a good person. I'm a good dungeon master. I'm a good game master. I deserve to do D&D. Which again, nobody deserves to do D&D. Everybody can do D&D. But that was just my thought process at the time. Hello Tara, welcome to the stream. Get settled, enjoy yourself, chat if you like, or just lurk. I'm just telling the story of how I became a DM. SpongeBob would say you're a good noodle. I think I missed some messages. Theo was also saying, I'm always nervous to show my code to people, especially when it's not finished work. I understand that. I do know a little bit of coding, not a professional by any means. But yeah, it's like when it's not finished, right? It's like an unfinished painting and you're like, oh, don't look at it yet. It's not ready. Don't look at it. It's not meant for eyes. D&D for me, as Theo says, D&D for me is we all just want to have a good time and tell the story together. Yes. And it was at that point where everybody clapped. where they all clapped and they all were incredibly nice and they said they had fun and they looked forward to the next session. And they were all, you could see it like they were talking as if they had just come out of this good movie. You know, when you come out of a good movie and all you want to do is discuss the plot and everything with people. That was what they were doing, and it was such an amazing feeling because for the first time ever I felt like, yes, this is where I'm meant to be, because not only do I enjoy this, not only am I having a good time being a DM, but I'm good at it. I'm good at being a DM. People are enjoying themselves, they're having fun. And that was where everything just fell in place, you know? Realizing that I love D&D, realizing I'm, you know, good at D&D. I'm good at running a story. I'm good at making at least those people enjoy a story. It's where I really, honestly, truly, utterly just fell in love with D&D. And I wanted to do it forever. And hopefully I can do it forever. Hopefully I'll be doing D&D when I'm old and... I can't say grey, I'm already grey. My hair is already grey. Grayer? Whiter? I don't know. Until all my hair falls out. I wanna be doing D&D forever. I wanna be DMing, I wanna be playing it forever. I wanna be enjoying it forever. Greyest. greyest DM of all time. It's already grey. My hair's already grey. There's no changing that. For those who are new, by the way, hi Nova, welcome to chat. For those who are new, by the way, this is Cosme Roach. This is Cosme Roach, and this is chat. This is Cosme Roach, and it is also chat at the same time. And whenever I do certain things, I enjoy hugging Cosme Roach. You gotta do it as long as you can, and absolutely I will. And I will also keep running D&D streams for chat as well. We ran our first D&D stream last week. I want to make it a weekly thing, hopefully. I don't think I'll do it this week, just because it's a very busy week for me. But next week, most likely. And I hope we got some new players. And everybody can experience what it's like to be a giant wizard turtle who throws fireballs and Chaos box monkeys. Open the door. It's in the door. Hello, hello, box. I'm so sorry your foot got stuck in the door. Are you? Please don't tell me you're chatting while your foot is stuck in the door. Address the foot first. But yeah, that's how I became a GM, and how I fell in love with D&D, and how I'm still doing D&D. Gonna run a new campaign soon. Gonna get a bunch of new players. Gonna hopefully give them a good time as well. And if you guys ever want any GM tips, I'm more than happy to give them. I'm still learning. I'm still learning from a ton of even more professional GMs than me, who are amazing at what they do. But I always love giving advice to people who want to get into it, or who want to figure out how to get into it. So, you know, just ask me anything, anytime. And if you want to see more dice, ask me on the next stream, because I can't afford to keep getting distracted by showing off my dice collection. You ever see Brennan Lee Mulligan DMing Tenor? Yes, I have. I've watched a little bit of Dimension 20. Unfortunately, I don't subscribe to it, because I wouldn't have time to watch everything, and I don't want to... You know, it wouldn't be fair, I think, to subscribe and not watch everything. That was a huge hole in the door. What's going on, Nova? Are you alright? I've seen a little bit of him on Critical Role as well. He's doing the new season, isn't he? He seems really enthusiastic, very character focused. I want to watch more of him. I've seen him play characters in one-shots at convention, which is he seems really good. It seems fun, and I hope he is an amazing DM. I do hope to, even though I haven't watched Critical Role or Dimension 20 as much as I'd like, and I might make those community nights where we just watch a Critical Role from the first session or something, and we learn together. I do want to thank them if I ever met them. But so many people nowadays, so many of the new players that we have gotten, they come because they watched him. They come because they watched Dimension 20 or Critical Role, or they watch Stranger Things or Baldur's Gate 3. Those are really where it comes from. It's rare that you see people come and say, oh, I didn't go through any of this to discover D&D. I had my own medium. It still happens. People still come and say they found D&D just because they were looking up the game, or they had heard of it in passing. But most of the time, most of them come from podcasts or TV shows or video games. And it's amazing, because even though TV shows and even Critical Role and Dimension 20, I know they do exaggerate certain things, or they skim some of the rules. It's still a good starting point for people to get into D. Are you feeling strength check on the door? No, but I think you should focus on the door first. Please put your health before all else, and call somebody if you need help if your foot is stuck in the door. Oh, it'll only be a matter of time until the Fortnite D&D collab. You know what? I've just accepted that Fortnite is the medium for every single popular media nowadays. If it appears in Fortnite, it's not even... If you are a fan of Fortnite, good on you. But I think it's just like, it's normal now. Everything you like is gonna appear in Fortnite at some point. Sadly, the door's DC is a 20. You should focus on getting your foot unstuck, Nova. I'm flattered that you're coming to chat, but please free your foot first. Free yourself from the shackles of doorhood. And you know, I'm glad that everybody here. Hi, Plus. Oh, I don't know if Chimpanzee is around. Chimpanzee wants to talk to you. I must facilitate. Let me maybe send them a message and see if they are around. Give me a sec. Messaging is always very slow. Enjoy how it looks so far. We've not gotten that well. We've gotten a decent way on it. I can't say that. This is highly professional. Checking my messages on stream. Alright. Back to being a professional streamer. Back to actually. Monkey is meeting the wind right now. Let's see. Scorpion, yes, Scorpions. Yeah, Monkey's meeting wind right now. It's been a while, but I'm alive. Is that Monkey? No, that's a random sound. It's a random Discord sounds that I'm hearing. Gone insane. The running joke is that none of you exist. I've just gone insane to the apocalypse and I'm just talking to the voices in my head. Which honestly could happen. Could be true. Could be what it is. No worries, Scorpion. Take care of yourself first. We're always thank you for the pat poos. We're always happy to have you in chat. We've missed you. We've been wondering if you've been okay. We're glad to know that you're alright. I'm glad to know the people. I was just about to say, I'm so appreciative of chat and everybody that's come down, and then plus goes and redeem squats. I guess you're not getting a heartfelt message of thanks today, chat. Because I gotta go do squats. If anybody wants to do squats with me, we can start. We can start together. 10 as always. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't cheat. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You appreciate my squats. You be honestly, it's good. It's good that I do at least do squats on stream. Get some exercise. I've limited it though. You cannot make me do more than 3 sets. Maybe at some point in future it will increase, but I doubt it. Thank you for the pat. Much appreciated after the squats. Sorry, I keep blocking myself. I need to put like a square so I know where I should keep my hands during this. But yeah, I'm also glad that D&D has attracted a lot of people to join my chat and join Discord and join my Cosmic Merchant. We do have a Discord, by the way, if anybody is interested in keeping up with 10A in other places or showing off your art. Everything's up there. Can we have another one for push-ups? Look! 10A's weak. 10A doesn't have the arm strength. These hands are made for stitching. They're not made for pushing up. I try. One day when I get more athletic. It'll be the same off screen though. You're just gonna hear me counting. Imagine doing skill check with squats. You gotta do 20 squats or you don't pass this skill check. You fail. I'm not athletic enough. I should be athletic. Should exercise. Should do more so that I can do push-ups. We do have yes, we do have Stray Black, another constant chatter in our chat, who is a running streamer. I always love shouting them out when any athletic thing happens on chat, because they are like the go-to for athleticism. I'm going to be so good at squats at the end of the year. It's not gonna be funny. I already have to climb stairs every day when I go scavenge out on the wasteland and do my duties. Elsewise, exercise. Exercise is good. I hate that it's good, but it is good. Everybody needs to exercise. Alright, so we have managed to sew around... Actually, have we? No, I haven't. I've missed this part. But we're nearly done with the head. I'm going to go on for another hour or so. And then I'll stop and rest. I'll end the stream there. But I'm glad we started a bit earlier, so we got to go on a little bit. I think it's the same amount of time, actually. And you get used to speaking for longer hours. Plus, you should take care of your knee. Plus says they can't do squats without blowing out their knee. Take care of your knee first. Care for yourself first. It's not athleticism, it is injury. You know, you gotta look out for your bones. And your kneecaps. The only time you don't have to look out for your kneecaps is when you're a baby. Because babies don't have kneecaps. Did you know that? That's why they can crawl around. Because they don't have kneecaps to injure. They don't have knees. Babies are kneeless. Just human babies, not real babies, not other babies. They don't have kneecaps, so that's why a baby's knee can you can press it and it's soft. The knee of a baby doesn't exist yet. It grows as they get older, which is again why they can crawl around so much, because there's nothing for them to hurt. Whereas as the older folk, when you crawl around on your hands and knees, it hurts your knees, because now you have knees. You'll confirm this info next time you find the baby. Yes, go and squeeze the kneecaps of your nearest babies and you'll find them lacking. I'm nearly done with the head. I might do more chatting streams where I just chat and sew. I used to have sewing streams as the main focus, but just chatting. Nearest baby. Yes, go out right now, look for a baby, and then squeeze their knees. This is commanded by Tenny, but if you get caught, you don't know me. You don't know who I am. Final stitch for this. Just make that this isn't stitched in. Okay. I think we are done with the roundness of the head. And let's check if I did it right in a second. There's still more to do. Oshis like this, they take a long time because I'm slow. Your foot got cold. Get your foot out of the door. Alright. See if I managed to sew this head correctly. It's not done yet. There's obviously a big gap over here. You can't skip arm day as well, else your body won't balance. And then might as well just skip leg day so that it's all equally unbalanced. There we go. Almost the head, not quite. Almost. I still need to sew everything. I need to sew a lot of things. Is it too big? Is it too big a hit? I think it's fine. Hairline is probably a little bit lopsided, but that's fine. It's gonna be covered up. I think when it's done, it'll be around this size. A little bit big, but that's okay. She's got a lot of hair. We'll cover it up with all the hair. I think maybe we'll finish the hit by the end of this stream. And then there's gonna be a ton more stuff we need to do. And no worries, we'll do it slowly. Better hairline than some people I've met. Cut away the excess skin color here, just so the black shines through better. Because the black, by right, it's supposed to cut away this entire forehead piece, but I wanted to keep it thicker, so I kept it. But yes, we're now supposed to sew this entire thing. And I think I will bring the stitch in quite a bit just so it's flatter. Sewing tips with Tene. If you have D&D needs or sewing needs, just ask me. I'm not a professional in anything. I'm just learning like everyone else. And I'll be doing a whole bunch more D&D by the end of this week, within this year. I'm gonna be doing... Can't tell which part of our head this is. I'm gonna be doing a lot of D&D. I'm gonna be doing a lot more D&D personally, with a lot more public people and all that. I'll be running games over there for them. I'll also be doing way more D&D on this channel. You will see me running D&D for chat. You'll see me running D&D for some very, very special people that all of you may know. It's gonna be the year of D&D and sewing. A lot of plush making is to be done on this stream as well. I estimate that's gonna take me another week to slowly finish this plush. I might just make chatting streams, sewing streams at the same time, chat and sew and chat. We are going to play Bookworm tomorrow. I'm gonna have a stream tomorrow. We're gonna play Bookworm tomorrow. And y'all can judge me for my poor spelling skills. But today I'm just gonna chat and sew for another 40 more minutes until I get tired. By the way, if you are a seamstress or I think seamstress or tailor, use needles. Needles are very useful for keeping everything in place and so it doesn't shift around. And also, use chalk. I love this chalk because it's allowed me to draw lines. I can actually see where stuff is. And that just rubs off with a bit of water. Yeah. You see how far my seam allowance is. Yeah. I'm sorry I've run out a bit of voice after talking about D&D for so long. I want to share more D&D stories, but I feel like I need to play more D&D in order to have more stories. I have a bunch from the ones I've already run for in the past. I don't know how to tell them, honestly. I don't have to start the story. Sorry. Hit the mic. I've had all sorts of players come from D&D so far. So I've been very lucky. I haven't met anyone that is, you know, not a good person. Because in D&D, there's a chance you meet people who aren't. I mean, you've heard D&D horror stories. There's a ton of them out in the world. There are people out there who aren't very nice, and they come for D&D because they think it's a place with no rules, even though there are actually a lot of rules in place to keep everyone safe. Very luckily, I haven't encountered anybody. Wait. Am I sewing this wrong? No, it's correct. I'm meant to sew it like this. Yes. I really need to stop and check. I'm not sure. I've been very lucky not to encounter anybody that has been, you know, not a good person in the space. Everyone has been incredibly nice. I have had sessions where, I had to kick a player out from the group, but it's not because they weren't a good person. It's because they weren't suited to the group. The group was very roleplay heavy, and they were having a really hard time roleplaying. I could see they weren't having the best of time, and they weren't gelling well. So I made the decision for everybody. It's alright. It's not working out for the player and the group, so we're gonna have to ask you to find a different group. But, you know, nothing against them. But there's a table for every player. I had a DM that would get bored with every module he ran, so every 4 sessions or so we just completely started over. Oh, that's terrible. You need to find, maybe he would be better at running 1-shots or 2. Like, there's a lot of 1-shots you can run in nearly 1 to 2 sessions. That might suit him better. Or her. Well, you say he. You know, some people prefer running 1-shots over long, very long campaigns, which is fine. But you need to find something that fits you. Oops. Find something that fits your character. If you're playing D&D for the first time and you're really trying to get into it and you're not having a good time with the first table you try it with, find another table. Try another table. It takes time for people. Sometimes you get it right on the first shot, but it takes time for people to find the right table, the right DM for them. But they're out there. So don't give up. I believe even the people that don't like playing D&D, there's probably a table for them somewhere. I think it's a game anyone can actually get into. This one's a bit itch. Concentrating. There we go. I should do crafting ASMR, right? Do you guys like that? No, it doesn't pick up. No, can't hear the scissors. Trying to do sewing ASMR for people so that they can fall asleep to it. But I don't know how to do ASMR. Honestly, I like ASMR up to a point. I like listening to some ASMR. I don't like the ones where they whisper. I don't like the ASMR where they're whispering and they're pretending to be somebody. You know what? Fair play to anybody who does like that. If you love it, go. You know, love what you love. Just not for me. Not into the role play of it. I don't know. I've read a lot of articles about YouTubers who do ASMR where they're role playing to be someone, and sometimes their fans get too into it. Becomes parasocial. The number one thing I've always tried to reinforce here is that we're not parasocial. We are not parasocial. That's all I can say. But it's really hard because I find myself enjoying chat so much and enjoying talking to people so much. You know, it kind of makes you feel like you want to just talk about your whole life to them and everything you've gone through. And I know that's not good. I don't do that. I keep some parts of my life to myself. I can understand. I finally understand why some people find it difficult to not share everything on the internet, because it can be such a good outlet sometimes when you find the right people. But at the same time, it's still dangerous. You should take care of yourself. Soaring off streaming, and sorry. I'm gonna try and get smooth. I've gone a little bit under the line of flowing. It was a little bit wonky. I'm gonna try and get it back down. Proper soul line. And my head might be a little bit square, I'm not sure. A little bit hard to see because it's black thread on black belt. So it's a bit hard for me to see at times where I'm stitching. I think I'm on the right line. I'm gonna put down my back. I'm getting to the. Everything's a little bit softer. Things a little bit slower and quiet. Because I'm a little bit tired. But I still wanna do this. I still wanna hang out with everyone. But the energy levels do go down just a smidgen. I'm practicing it, getting better at streaming. At early hours, of course. To be able to I love this song at first.
I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love.
Thought I might be bad now. Sure that it's true. Think you're so good and nothing like you. Look at you go, I just adore you. Wish the world
Think I'm so special. If I could begin to do something that does right by you, I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love. When I see the way you look, shaken by how long it took, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Like you. Love me like you.
Gonna switch to a bit more of a chill mood. I'm not gonna talk as much because I'm gonna focus on trying to solve this through. Here, a little bit of cringe-worthy singing as usual. Just listening to the songs that I like to listen to and hoping we don't get copyright flag. But that's gonna be the next 30 minutes of the stream. It's just gonna be more relaxed. Not gonna talk as much. One song I really love from see if I can find. I hope nobody minds. You can still ask me questions in chat, and if you think if it's too boring, go and sleep. It's okay. It's late. Some people. Even when a good thing ends, even though I don't have again. No, switched up. Open the knot. I think it's fine. It's fine. I think we're fine. Maybe. We'll see how it goes when I turn the head around. Like, I need to stop blocking the screen. Uh-oh. You've got another knot. Try and wring it out. Not able to, we might have to. Okay, wrung out. Sometimes you just have to give it a bit of I don't know if you can see it. You have a tug, and it's gone. That's all. Yep. Ah, too many knots. Too many knots, and Kenny's head keeps blocking what's happening. I'm gonna turn it around so you guys can see. To get a stronger light strategy than my thread is. Because right now it just looks like a black mess, right? Let me actually see what the thread is. I need a desk lamp. I need to go out into the wastelands. I need to locate a desk lamp for myself so I can actually see what I'm doing. For those that might not know, by the way, this is if you look at the picture above me. This is a plushie for Bella's life, or it is a plushie of Bella's life. One of the people I greatly admire in the VTuber space didn't already have a plush of their own. So I took it upon myself to make one for her. Make one of her. I don't want to say it's for her because it's presumptuous to think that she would want it. Maybe she doesn't want it. No, that's fine. I don't want to presume that people, just because you make something, shouldn't presume that the person automatically has to accept it. That's fine. Okay, let's see if I still have to sew the back here. But let's just take a quick peek. Or should I just sew the back? You know what? I'm just gonna sew the back. And then when we'll turn it around, we'll see together whether or not I have actually done a decent job in sewing this plush, or if it sucks. We just sew out all the loose ends, and then we'll turn it around together at the end, and either we'll see a nicely shaped face, or we'll see sadness and regret. Which is what I see every time I look in the mirror. It's a joke. It's a joke. I've been thinking around also of having a streamer boss. I don't know if people know what it is. It's a little boss at the corner of the stream that has health. You defeat it every time people do something like subscribe or follow or give bits. It doesn't necessarily have to be actually financially focused, but stuff like redeems as well. When you have enough redeems, you take a punch at the boss. It can also be another way to take down the health of the boss. Thinking about doing something like that. I talked once about having sticky notes, so when people donate bits or give redeems and stuff, they would be able to paste a sticky note on 10A. That might be in the future. I'm not really sure. I'm still getting the hang of being a streamer. I've done a few streams now. Gotten a few under my belt. But I haven't had yet the feeling that I had in D&D where I'm like, yes, I'm good at this. I haven't had the feeling where I've fallen in love with it, but I haven't had the feeling yet where I feel like I belong. It still feels like I've got a lot to learn. I don't feel like a good streamer yet. Which, it's okay. I will learn slowly how to be a good streamer. Like Chimpanzee, and Say, and Black, and Scorpion. I'm just gonna learn the ins and outs. Figure out how to make things more fun and exciting. So I still worry a lot that it's not fun and exciting. I still haven't had the point yet where I feel I haven't had everybody clap for 10ing on the stream yet. I want to reach that point. I want to reach that feeling of having done it all right. We got 2 more dots to show. We got these 2 at the bottom here to sew, and then we're gonna turn her around and we're gonna see how it shakes out. Thank you for the pat, Kayvine. Thank you for sticking with Kenny. We will find someone to raid afterwards. I always try and raid people at the end of my streams. Just so that we can spread the attention and care and love around a bit more. I'm gonna be putting up more content soon as well. I got stuff to edit after this. Got D&D video to edit after this. I haven't edited it. I've written out a script, but I haven't put anything in the software yet. I hope it doesn't take me all night, because I got places to be tomorrow in the wasteland. Stuff I gotta scavenge. But I'll do my best to try and finish it tonight so that I can post it up when the week starts. Uh-oh. I also want to put out a video once I'm done sewing this plush, talking about how I sewed this plush. Got ideas for videos, but not a lot of time to edit. And there's not a lot of energy, which takes as well. This is all. Don't follow how I'm sewing right now. It's a bit of a mess because I've left a lot of loose threads in and around. Speed to this point so that I can get to seeing the head. And I'm running out of time anyways. I'm trying to go a bit fast. This oh, it's not the best. I could do better. Need to slow down. And be patient. I'm just plush down now so that I can move on to sticking more pins and doing even more exciting stuff, like doing the hair. Go slow. Sometimes you just gotta go slow. Just enjoy the process. I wish you could hear what it's like sewing. Sound of the thread, scissors. That'd be nice to hear. Instead, you're just stuck hearing my voice because my mic isn't sensitive enough to pick up those sorts of stuff. Maybe I should get an ASMR mic and just like shove it here so that people can hear the sound of the stitches. Or maybe it'll sound horrendous. Stitch. I got a bit too enthusiastic. It's a bit tangled at the end. Oh, it's not too bad. As long as the thread is properly stuck, I'd say. because it's all gonna be on the inside, so you're not gonna see this horrendous mess over here. Alright, moment of truth, everybody. Now we need to turn it inside out, and we're gonna see whether the head shape is correct. And if it's not, I don't know. Maybe I'll fix it off screen. I couldn't get the shade of grayish brown that her hair is, so I had to deal with black. But I think not so bad. It's close enough. Okay, I was worried for a second. I thought it sewed it on such that the stitches were sticking out. No, there's to help me poke around. Oh, that's not so bad. It's not a bad shape. Let me show it. Yeah, it's not a bad shape. Oh no. Oh no, this side is not properly stitched in. The other side properly stitched in. No, it's not either. To poke a hole through it. Don't worry, I can fix these two sides. I can fix it from out here. I think that's what I get from not securing it properly to the inside. So you can see the inside is secure but the outside isn't. But that's alright. I can just ladder stitch these two sides. I'm gonna take this thread and see if you can pick this. I really do need a light. I really do need a lamp here. That it's easier for you guys to see when I'm sewing same colored threads, the same colored fabric. But it's called a ladder stitch because it sort of forms. I don't know if you can see, it sort of forms a ladder. I have enough light. Sort of see there's a ladder in there. I can see it more clearly because obviously it's right in front of me. Oops. Pull it now. You see the hole will just sort of disappear. Pull it tight. Almost. It's still part of it. Because I haven't stitched it fully. Camera dying? It might be. Oh, my camera died. Oh, it's run out of battery. Oh no! It did! I didn't plug it in. To be fair, it was on half charge. Oh no! Hang on, let me see if I can revive it quickly. We've only got 3 minutes left of the stream anyway. I guess that's a good enough time as any when it's telling me to end it, right? Okay, I'll listen. I believe in the science. I believe in fate and all that. I will just I think it's telling me that, you know what, Tenet, you've gone on long enough. I'm tired. Camera is tired from streaming. You sewed enough. I will fix the little holes that are on the outside of it. Yeah, I'll fix those 2 holes. It's almost ready, but you see, it was a perfect time. It was a perfect time to end it. The camera was saying, Tenet, you have to stop. So we've sewed that much. I'll fix up the holes on the outside. And the next stream, we're gonna do a few more exciting things. We're gonna do the body, which will take much less time. I promise, much less time. And we're gonna do the hair, which might take more time, depending. We might take a few streams to do it. I'll probably do it on doing chatting streams. Yes, that's all. I'm gonna go raid someone now. All of you who need to sleep, go and sleep. The rest of you, kindly go and follow whoever I'm gonna be raiding. And thank you so much for joining me today and spending time with me today. I hope you had a good time. I hope that I get to see you around more often, because I enjoy chatting to everyone, spending time with everybody. Let's see. Let's see, who can I send all of you to? A lot of cool people on today. There's one person called Rinswin. Oh, but they don't have their mic on. I want to find people you can chat with. Oh, here's someone. It's Cat Girl Vtuber, but she loves chatting, so I'm gonna send you over there, and y'all can just chat with her and, you know, have fun. Once again, thank you so much for spending time with me and listening to me jabber on. I'm sorry if I haven't been listening to chat as much today. There's just so much to talk about and so much to do. But we're gonna do more fun things, and tomorrow we're going to run Bookworm Adventures, and we're gonna see how bad Tene is at spelling. Sorry, my read is everything's going really slowly now. Nothing is working correctly. Alright. I see the countdown. The countdown has frozen. It might take about a few seconds before we actually get to raid. Because for some reason it is lagging. Thank you for being patient with 10-8. Okay, I think we've sent people to raid. Bye-bye. Get some rest, everybody. Bye-bye.